Wonderful day.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today we're going to talk about the brick lady. There's a lady they call the brick lady who went onto social media and created quite a thunderstorm because she was attacked allegedly by black men who decided to put a brick upside her head, which was absolutely terrible. It was really astonishing to look at, very, very sad. Turns out that it might all be a hoax. It looks like it might all be a hoax. There are reports that she is being charged with theft by deception. Now, there's a lot to discuss here. I don't have a ton of time because we're going to do our Powernomics training in a little bit, but I wanted to come in and talk to you guys about this because this is a deeply economic conversation about how the perception of the black male in America costs you economically because it's so easy to ruin a black man's reputation or to accuse black men of a crime. So get comfortable. Let me know you can hear me. Give me a quick yes to let me know you can hear me. We're going to get started on drboycetv.com right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I want to say what's up to everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. I want to say hello. I see Dr. Vibe in here. I see some of the other folks in here that I love and respect. And also, just so you know, I won't be on here for long because we have Powernomics training happening tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to be reading from Dr. Claude Anderson's book, The Black History Reader. And believe me, I got a doozy for you. It's going to be a hell of a conversation. And it actually links to what we're actually about to talk about now. We're going to talk about this lady called the Brick Lady. So there was this lady called the Brick Lady who apparently went on social media saying she got hit in the face by a black man with a brick. That somehow a black man took a brick and smacked it upside her head for no reason. And she went on a profanity-laced tirade about how I ain't never done nothing to nobody. I ain't never hurt nobody. And somebody decided to hit me in the face with a brick. Now, obviously, this is terrible. And so this became a big deal. Well, it turns out, at least according to what I'm seeing right now in the media, that this might have all been made up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this clip for you. And I want to let me know, give me a guess if you can hear this. And if you're on Instagram, you won't hear it, but you'll see it on my Instagram. This is on my Instagram page, Dr. Boyce Finance. That's my Instagram. So here is the clip. I want to play it now. Listen to what she's saying.
What? And they don't give a... Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. What you want to do? What you want to do? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man. Do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face? Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a. Yeah, this man. What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, what are you gonna do? And I told all these men, like, yo, why this man got a brick on my face? And he's holding a brick, and all these is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they all just watch, and they let that get in the car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
All right. So let me go and take this down. How many of you can you guys hear that? Were you able to hear that? I want to know if you all were able to hear that video, and I want to kind of assess this a little bit. I'm going to read the media report, and then I'm going to give you the reason why I'm talking about this today. I'm going to let you know why this affects you why this affects your family. This affects especially your sons. It affects your sons. It affects their wealth. It affects how they can move through this country. So let me read what I've been reading. I was kind of blown away. This is according to clicktohouston.com. It says the woman who went viral on social media after making claims that a man assaulted her with a brick outside a Houston club is now accused of raising tens of thousands of dollars on a GoFundMe scam. Roda Osman, 33, has been charged with felony theft by deception. According to charging documents, Osman raised at least $40,000 through a fraudulent GoFundMe page she started in September that claimed she was the victim of a similar attack more than 3 years ago. So apparently, maybe she said that this happened years ago and then it happened again. On September 3rd, Houston police officers responded to an aggravated assault incident. They met Osman and her female friend. During the investigation, officers reported that Osman was intoxicated, hostile, and irate. In the original police report made at the scene, Osman claimed that she was walking on Schumacher Lane where an unknown man threw a brick at her and she would not give him her phone number, court documents show. She also told officers she had ordered an Uber and believed the brick-throwing suspect was the Uber driver. Osman says she got into the car with him when he tried to kidnap her, according to documents. Osman stated that the suspect was involved in human trafficking and had a large group of women in the car with him. So this is pretty heavy, and it's crazy story because I just so y'all know from where I'm sitting and the people I talk to, human trafficking is very, very real. Over 1,000 Black kids have gone missing in Ohio in the last 3 or 4 months. And the media is not talking about it. So protect your children. Don't let your girls go out there by themselves like that. Be really, really careful. Teach them, prepare them, because people are snatching up kids. That trafficking is real. The idea that it was her Uber driver is just, that's fascinating, because you can't imagine a person being an Uber driver for very long if they're beating up and throwing bricks at their customers. But that's what she said, right? So let me keep reading here. A follow-up investigation begins on September 15th. Detectives tried to reach Osman, but the number she provided was her friend's number, who was also at the scene when the incident was reported. The friend says she was not from Houston and went out to several places to drink with Osman, documents show. She said Osman reportedly called her male friends to come pick them up. When the men arrived, Osman and the friend got into their vehicle, which was a dark color sedan. The woman told investigators that she got into the right front passenger seat and Osman in the back seat with another man. As they were driving, she reportedly heard Osman yell, "Ouch, why you hit me?" but stated that she did not hear an argument before she heard Osman yell. Osman's friend further details the incident. The friend stated off the record that she did not believe Osman was hit with a brick. The friend told detectives that the suspect who allegedly assaulted Osman got out of the vehicle, got into another vehicle, and drove off. She said Osman went live on Instagram and she tried to convince Osman to call the police. The friend said she did not know the two men who got into the car and would not be able to positively identify them, blah, blah, blah. So during the phone interview with detectives, Osman told the detective that her friend came to town and picked all the clubs that they went to that night. There's so much detail here. I don't know if y'all getting as confused as I am. According to charging documents, when the dark color sedan pulled up, Osman thought it was the Uber and got inside. Osman told the detective that when the suspect hit her, that's when the suspect hit her in the face with a brick. She also stated that she did her own investigation and found out it was a man named Olin Douglas. Okay. So, but apparently there's a surveillance video, and the surveillance video canvassed the area where the assault was reported and spotted surveillance cameras. The company that owns the cameras, blah, blah, blah. In the footage, the man that Osman claimed hit her was also identified. Detectives said that Douglas, Osman, and her friend were talking amongst each other and walking towards some restaurant. About 20 minutes later, the video shows the trio walked outside the club. The video then reportedly shows all four people getting inside a Maserati. There's too much information here. I need to get something that's more straightforward. I'm sorry, guys. This is like, I don't know who the hell wrote this article, but y'all need to learn how to write, because y'all give me like everybody's underwear sizes and all this other stuff. So effectively, what I picked up online was that basically she's being charged with theft by deception. That's the part that's interesting to me. All this stuff about whether they were driving in a Maserati and the guy's name and all this other stuff, and he was an Uber driver who wore a size 10 sneaker. I don't care about that. Now, what it says here is that GoFundMe basically said that they have zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform, and they cooperate with law enforcement investigations of those accused of wrongdoing. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform. All donors have been refunded. Roda Osman has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. And in addition to this, now what they're putting out here is that basically she's being charged with theft by deception. and that the theft by deception results from the fact that it appears that as the brick lady, she went viral. She went live on Instagram, and on September 4th, she raised $42,000 on GoFundMe as a result of this alleged attack. It stated that she was attacked by a black male as she was walking down the street because she declined to give him her phone number. The page reads, women gets hospitalized after allegedly being hit in the face by a brick by a man she refused to give her number to. The alleged incident happened in Houston. Okay, so now I think we know enough, we have enough information, right? I don't want to go through all the details and the minutia of every detail of this, because this is not a gossip site. This is not an investigation platform. This is a space where I want to make a key point, right? So here's the deal. What bothers me about this is that I remember when this happened, I remember a lot of people made the assumption that if you did not automatically believe a woman who claims to have been harmed or attacked, that somehow you're not protecting black women. Somehow you hate black women. Somehow you just, don't care about women. Maybe you're a sexist or you're toxic masculinity and all this other stuff. And I personally think that this case is interesting because there's a billion cases out here just like this. There's a lot of situations where false accusations are made because we don't take the time to identify who's telling the truth and who's not. If you all remember, does anybody remember during the Me Too movement where they had that phrase that some feminists use called "believe all women"? Anybody remember that term, "believe all women"? And I remember I heard that, and I'm a logical person. I'm a mathematician, and I was sitting there and I said, that don't make no sense. That math ain't mathing. You telling me 2 + 2 was 86. I don't. That does not make sense to me. So I'm supposed to believe you because you own a vagina? Is there a truth serum in a woman's vagina that keeps her from telling a lie? Aren't we in a society where men and women can both tell lies, where men and women can both be victims, men and women can both be perpetrators? So that phrase, "believe all women," this is the kind of toxicity that gets built up when you allow for an overly politicized society, where people when they lead with their politics and not with their brain, right? And so effectively what's occurred, generally speaking, this is why you got to protect your sons, is that there are false accusations that happen. There are people that see the stupidity and they see the lack of logic and they take advantage of this. They do. Like seriously, there are so many. There was a story. I put this on my Instagram also. My Instagram is Dr. Boyce Finance. There's a guy that played for Baylor. He was a 6'9" guy built like a brick. Like he was the brick man. She's the brick lady. He was the brick man. And he was also down in Texas at Baylor, and he was going to the NFL. He was an absolute superstar. He towered over the other players. I forgot the brother's name. But anyway, this brother gets with a lady. She falsely accuses him of assault. He then goes to jail, spends 3 years fighting the case, loses all of his money, and loses his whole chance to go to the NFL. All because this lady victimized him. She assaulted him. She stole his whole entire future. She stole all his opportunities. He was bigger than most NFL players. He was super athletic. And she just took it all, and there was no consequence for that. Give me a yes or no. Do you think there's something wrong with this? Is there something? Am I the only one who sees how crazy this is? How unbelievable this is? And here's the thing. I've always been an advocate for real victims. I've talked to you all, speaking of Houston, I've spoken extensively about Robin Simpson. Robin Simpson is a member of high-ranking member of Sean Oakman. That's his name. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, Robin Simpson was a high-ranking member of Delta Sigma Theta who was murdered by her husband. And the case is still going on. The police are being dealt with, and I'm on the front lines of that one, because I know that what happened here was terrible, and we don't want to support on any level violence against women. But what has to occur is you have to have some balance. You can't just believe anybody who accuses a black man. And the reason that this is an economic conversation, some of y'all may think this has nothing to do with economics, but what you have to do is, if you think about it deep enough, it has everything to do with the economics. It has everything to do with the fact that black men can't build shit in this society, because the minute a black man builds a brand that looks good and has quality associated with it, all it takes is for somebody to say, "Oh, he stole from me. Oh, he's a scammer. Oh, he assaulted me in 1991. I ain't got no evidence, but I'm gonna tell you that's what he did," and people will believe that. And when you destroy somebody's reputation, you're killing their wealth. You're killing their wealth. Did y'all know? We were reading Dr. Claude Anderson's book. We're going to do this tonight, actually. If you want to join us for Powernomics training, just go to blackkeystogreatness.com. I'll put the URL on the screen. And literally, did you know that a lot of black wealth was stolen by people who simply got jealous of a black man that worked hard? Maybe he had some land, maybe he had a nice business, he had some money in his bank account, and they would say, "Oh, we want that Negro's money." And you know how they would get the money? They would falsely accuse him of a crime. Did y'all? How many of y'all know that? How many of y'all know that? How many of y'all know the history of this? How many of y'all know that that this is not new? This idea that you can accuse a black man and take everything from him, this has been going on for hundreds of years, and this has cost your community trillions of dollars, trillions of dollars, trillions. There are I'm sure dozens of cases of men who had hundreds of acres of land, lots of property, nice healthy businesses, who literally lost it all based on a false accusation. Why? Well, because it was literally criminal for a black man to even disagree or even get even challenge a white person's accusation. We read about this last week in our Powernomics training. You got to read Dr. Anderson's books so y'all know the history. Y'all don't know the history. You think this stuff is new. Ain't none of this is new. This is just America being America. So what really bothers me about this whole situation is that a lot of y'all were really quick to believe this lady just because she said a black man did it. She came in, y'all niggas, this is what y'all niggas do to y'all niggas don't respect black women. Y'all niggas, and then next thing you know, black men like me who would never hit a lady in the face with a brick, we're getting the third degree. Like, why don't y'all protect black women? Why would y'all do this? I ain't do nothing. The guys I know ain't got nothing to do with the men who abuse you. Hey, we're the ones who will defend you. We're not the ones who are going to do these things to you. Why are you giving me? Why are you acting like I'm part of the group? I'm not part of that. That's when you're letting the politics lead instead of leading with your brain. When you get overly political, you start lumping good people in with bad people because somehow your experience with men, because you went to see The Color Purple and saw a bunch of crazy ass Negroes beating the shit out of black women every chance they get. Somehow you think I'm part of that group. And this is not cool. This is not beneficial to the community. This is certainly harmful to your sons because a lot of you have sons and nephews and brothers and husbands that are good men, quality men, solid men. And these good men, quality men, solid men don't get proper respect because the men that get the most attention are the clowns and the killers and the rappers and the bums, the degenerates. And then they put the degenerates on TV and they say, this is what black men do. See how black men behave. So when a black man goes out here and tries to do something good in the world, tries to be a school teacher, tries to build a business, tries to go build some wealth, all it takes is for somebody to say, oh, look, that nigga stole from me. No, he raped me. He hit me in the face with a brick. Next thing you know, you're destroying everything he's built. You're destroying his reputation. Anytime a black man, pay attention. I want y'all to listen. This is economics. Let me know if I'm making my point. Do you get what I'm saying when I say this is a heavily economic conversation? Let me know if you understand this. Branding is very important when you're talking about building business. Branding built on a trusted brand means a lot. So it's very difficult for a black man to build and protect a trusted brand because it's very fragile. Anytime you've ever seen a black man build a trusted brand that was international and making lots of money, all it would take is a couple accusations and bam, everything comes crumbling down. Look at Tiger Woods. Look at where Tiger Woods, before 2009, Tiger Woods was a walking corporation. This man had more business deals and was generating more cash flow than I'm willing to bet 95% of all corporations. He had major deals with not just Nike, but Gatorade and all these major corporations doing business with Tiger because he was such an extraordinary athlete. All it took was an accusation from one white woman to crumble all of that. And in fact, Tiger, y'all don't remember. See, Tiger spent 3 weeks out of the public eye because I believe his wife hit him in the face with a golf club. I believe that's what happened. I believe she fucked him up with that golf club and he had to go hide so people wouldn't see what his wife did to his face. Now imagine if Tiger Woods got mad, but people think it's okay and he's up there on TV apologizing. Why? Well, because he cheated. Okay, so what if she cheated? What if she was the cheater and he took a golf club and said, I'm going to knock you upside your head and hit her in the face with a golf club? Tiger Woods would be in prison right now. He'd be in prison right now. Am I right or am I right? Tell me, do you agree with this? He'd be in prison right now. But for some reason, it's okay for her to hit him in the face with a golf club. and accuse him of being a terrible person. And then next thing you know, everything he's worked for is gone. You look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby had a pretty squeaky clean image. Gone. Not because Bill Cosby's an angel. I'm not saying he's an angel. I'm just saying you mean to tell me these white boys ain't out here doing nasty, crazy stuff behind closed doors? You mean to tell me that if I went down into Clive Davis's dirtiest secrets, you don't think I'm gonna find all kinds of nasty shit going on down there in that debauchery? I mean, y'all can talk about Diddy all day, which you should. Diddy is a raunchy dude, but Diddy came from Clive Davis. He got his blessing from Clive Davis. Clive Davis, from what I understand, Clive Davis was the mastermind. He was the one that made it all happen. Without his support, none of these guys would have any power. So what I'm saying to you is not so much a matter of you trying to get you to agree with me. I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm asking you to do is pay attention. Pay attention to the fact that we have to have a standard. When it comes to the accusation of a black man, there has to be some type of proof. You have to challenge the accuser just like you challenge the accused. You cannot sit around and assume that because a black man got accused of something that it must be true, because this affects economics. It's very difficult to, even myself, I have worked very, very hard to earn trust from millions of people based on my deep commitment to black wealth. I got a whole PhD in this stuff, been done 22,000 YouTube videos, all talking to black people about economics and generational wealth. And then every now and then I got to deal with somebody who says, well, Dr. Boyce let me tell you what Dr. Boyce is a scammer. Dr. Boyce, what are you talking about? Where does this come from? Right? And then the video get 100,000 views because people are like, I knew there was something. I knew that nigga was faking it. He ain't keeping it real. That ain't real. That's fake. What's fake? Go look up my PhD. It's very real. It's from The Ohio State University. I really did teach at University of Kentucky, Indiana University, Syracuse University. I did teach in China. I busted my ass to be good at what I do. I cannot be perfect. That is not possible, but I busted my ass to be damn good at what I do. The same way Cat Williams is good at telling jokes, I'm good at economics because we both work at our craft. We're the exact same age. So what I'm saying to you is at the end of the day, it's very difficult. And I want you to warn your sons about this kind of thing so that they won't put themselves in vulnerable situations or put themselves in spaces where they are vulnerable to that kind of reputational attack. That means that if your son is picking a woman to be with, whether it's for one night or for the rest of his life, pick solid women. You got to trust the women around you. If you can't trust the women around you, you're vulnerable. Because you build a little something, you could be making a couple $1 million a year. Maybe you got a little bit of fame. Next thing you know, she's getting invited to go on internet TV shows. Oh, let me turn this off. Why is this thing making this noise? Hold on. I'm about to shut this off. Sorry, because my phone is making noise right now. This is interesting. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna just turn this off. But anyway, so the point of the matter is to say that. So I'm gonna make this final point. If you have a son and he wants to go accomplish something in his life, tell him to be careful. The reputation of a black man is very fragile. If a black man has a good reputation, it's very easy for somebody to destroy it by making a false accusation. And what was interesting about this lady's case is that it appeared that she did the whole break routine before. She's done it before. And it reminds me of when I had a friend in college, and he wasn't even black, who was falsely accused of sexual assault. And I didn't know what was going on because I've never been around when he was sleeping with women. But this lady accused him. And so what they did was they arrested him at his job in front of all the people that know him. And so his reputation was instantly ruined. He was seen as this rapist. He couldn't go to school. They took him out of school. And he spent all of his life savings, $3,000, paying attorneys and then private investigators. After 3 weeks of sitting in jail, they find out that this lady had falsely accused 5 other guys. 5 other men were falsely accused before him. And what she was doing was basically making these accusations in order to get a payoff. It was all about the money. Surprise, surprise. Again, this is what makes it an economic conversation. You give desperate people an economic incentive to lie. People are going to lie. You set up, if you incentivize attorneys to go and scoop up women who can cry on demand to make an accusation and say that he was a bad person, he did something bad to me, that is a payday. And what it does is it undermines the integrity of the whole process to the point where if you don't investigate to find out who's telling the truth and who's not, then you're going to end up seeing all kinds of economic loss and all kinds of trauma being hitting so many people that didn't do anything wrong. So with my friend, what happened was when they found out that she lied on 5 other guys, all they did was they said, "Oh, sorry, our mistake. You can go now." But his life was destroyed. He'd missed a whole semester of school. He had no more money. He'd been traumatized by going to jail. His reputation was ruined. And this is something that actually, since we were talking about Cat Williams, this is something Cat Williams talked about. He talked about this on the interview with Willie D. Willie D is a friend of mine. And he said that when they accuse you, they put it in the headline, but when they drop the charges, they don't put that in the headline. They don't mention that. They don't even mention that in the footnotes. And this is the common story of the black man in this country. So, sorry. So I would say, tell your sons to be careful, be thoughtful out here in the streets, because the internet, I'm noticing that the internet is a wonderful opportunity space for a lot of felons, a lot of lowlifes, and a lot of harmful and abusive people. There are lots of people, some of them have big platforms now, who have a horrible, horrible track record. And then I think you want to be mindful and careful of that. But anyway, y'all gotta let me go so I can go over and finish choking. We're about to start the Dr. Boyce Book Club. If you'd like to join us, just go to blackkeystogreatness.com. I'll put that on the screen, blackkeystogreatness.com. Well, actually, I'll put it in the chat so you guys can see it. And feel free to join us. You can join for free. And we're going to read Dr. Claude Anderson's book, The Black History Reader. So y'all have a good night, guys. And I'll see you soon. And sorry about all the choking. I'll try not to choke next time. I'll see you later. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.